This isn't a midlife crisis. This is a midlife reset. Backroads, business, building the next chapter. This is life at 50-ish. Welcome, Life at 50-ish. I'm Scott.
I'm Joe.
Man, I guess today we'll just kind of go over the last couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since we talked to the one or two of you that may watch, mostly our wives. I talked to my wife a little bit more, on the podcast, but
Yeah,
even still,
just a little more.
If anybody is watching, it's been a couple of weeks. We had some vacation time in the last 2 weeks. I know you were off the full 2 weeks. I took off all last week, so had some good times. It's pretty busy for me. I worked the first 4 days, and then we hopped in the car and went to Wyoming and saw my mom and for a few days. Then off to North Dakota, saw my son and grandsons for 4 days, I guess. It was fun. A lot of driving
And a lot of landscapes for you. A lot of landscapes there. You went from hill country here, probably through the Badlands, I would think, in North Dakota.
Yeah, but you got to go through corn country of Iowa and Nebraska and South Dakota.
The thing, and having grown up in South Dakota, I can say this and get away with it. That is a long way to go just going straight.
I tell you what, that 5-hour drive across South Dakota is the longest 5 hours you will ever spend.
It's not
in your
necessarily
life.
boring,
No,
but there is not a lot of engagement from the road. South Dakota is a beautiful place,
Parts.
but the road is not very engaging.
No, not at all. I mean, unless you like reading wall drug signs the next 30 exits.
Wall drug signs are an institution.
Yes, they are.
There is a wall drug sign in Iraq.
So
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
We actually tried to put one on a buoy from the ship.
Oh, really? That would have been awesome.
It did not go over well.
Did you get it done, though?
No. We got stopped.
They
saw us from the bridge and literally turned the ship.
Man, that would have been great.
Well, we wanted to. Apparently, that's not legal, not in the country we were in.
Gotcha. But yeah, Wyoming, Bighorn Mountains, went up, top of them.
Gorgeous.
If you ever been Bighorn Mountains, Bear Lodge, it's an institute up there. Not quite the same as what I remember as a kid.
Everything was bigger as a kid. You know those
It
museum
is.
exhibits? The Fields Museum in Chicago used to have an exhibit of Remember When, or something of that nature.
Right.
And what they did is they built giant, common, boring furniture to mimic when you were a toddler. Just so you can see the perspective of like a toddler. What
everything's huge when you're a kid.
Oh yeah,
everything. So what about your trip, man? I know you did some riding, a lot of riding.
Yeah, 900 miles over the course of 3 days.
For those of you who can't math, that's 300 a day on average.
Yeah,
it's a lot of miles.
We're also doing we've done more.
To the average rider, that's a lot of miles.
But it's we were punctuating that with like hiking and sit down dinners and stuff. More importantly, 3 days, 300 miles, 2 nights, and only one chain store stopped it.
Buc-ee's.
Nope. Oh, God no. No, we went to the place we were gonna go didn't have power for breakfast, and we wanted to get on the Charahola Skyway, so we went to McDonald's for breakfast. But other than that, no chain store stopped at other than gas stations, of course. We're not picky about that. No chain hotels. So 4 days, 3 nights total on that one.
Yeah.
Take Leo. And we're not counting the mileage and getting to the start point. We started at the Rattler, so.
This is the first time you've been over there, done this kind of stuff? Well, not this kind of stuff, but these roads.
That region on a bike, it's my first time.
Gotcha.
For the majority of it. I've been through parts, stuff like that, but on the bike it was different, and this was on mid-sized cruisers. The old Vulcan. Like, how do you celebrate 75,000 miles? 4 named routes in a couple of days and no plan.
There you go.
And the only thing we didn't touch was the dry socks. I didn't have to wear socks the entire time. Just hay dudes, no socks and hay dudes. Perfect way to ride the dragon, right?
That's one, like my wife, when I She used to wear her shoes with no socks. I'm like, how do you do that? Your feet have to go back in there. They sweat.
Well,
I don't. I
the
cannot
A-dude's
wear a shoe
totally
without a
breathable
sock.
like a slipper and cork soles.
It's still a shoe, man. Put a sock on.
Oh man, that's like wearing sandals and socks.
No, it's
That's
not.
a crime.
That's a shoe. I'm looking at the shoe, man.
Yeah, but these things breathe.
That's a shoe.
They
Put a
breathe.
sock on.
They breathe and I throw them in the washing machine every week.
Oh, but you ended up in what, North Carolina?
Yeah. Went and saw an old friend out there and stood on a mountaintop.
How was that?
That was beautiful. It was a lot of fun. Just this is for my wife. It was her first time doing a bike vacation my way, and that's where you've got about 30 minutes of planned activities and about 3 or 4 days to do it.
Yeah.
So you literally like when we were on our way even to the Dragon, because we stopped on the Tennessee side of the Dragon the first night. Her bucket list was ride the Dragon. So okay, cool, fine. I kind of lost interest when I dropped the speed limit down to 35 from 55. But that's just, I got to think it was going to be too crowded. So if you go, pro tip, go during the week. It's not bad.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she wanted to do that. But we did like 3 little side quests on the way to the Dragon just because there was a curvy road sign. We're like, okay, an invitation, we'll go there.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
definitely must do vacation.
I don't know if I'll make it a vacation, but it's definitely something I want to do. I would like to go over and ride those roads. It'd be fun.
Well, take a look when you're going to go do it. One of the places everybody ends up is Maggie Valley. Maggie Valley is a town that only exists in the summer. Very few people there in the off season, and there's an event there every weekend. So if you're going to hit that, if you don't want to be on a crowd, hit it during the week.
Gotcha.
So even on it was a Wednesday night going into Thursday, the typical crowd was showing up for Thunder and the Smokies, which you could tell because all of a sudden all these trailers showed up, and then all the trucks hit the trailers, and then everybody rode into town.
Huh.
A bunch of guys with the I Rode Mine stickers on,
Yeah.
patches. Hey, you rode it 2 blocks, buddy.
Man, I don't know about you. Well, you've got an eventful week this week too. You've got grandbabies at the house, don't
Well,
you?
that's what you were just doing, but yeah, I got
Yeah,
grandbabies. They'll be there in about an hour, 2
Yeah.
hours.
So they're coming today.
Yep.
I thought they came last night.
No, wife went and picked them up today, took them out to lunch, and took them to a museum of all things.
Oh, really?
So one of the things, like when we talk about bikes, we always talk about planning the road trips, right? Well, the interstate is a punishment for people who don't understand maps. So my wife actually is going all back roads with the kids. These kids have never been on a back road trip. So the first place she took them was a candy museum.
Oh, nice.
At Funk's there, they got confectioners in there and everything else making all the candies. Now they make old-fashioned looking candies the modern way. So this isn't the place where you go learn the history of a Kit Kat. It's been in operation since the late 1800s, nonstop. So they're getting to go see a candy museum. The place they're stopping for lunch is a restaurant that her and I went to just one other time. We just happened to stop, and it's got real like solid 3-star food there for anybody. But they have a kids meal that the pickiest kid in the world would eat. And I am
chicken fingers and ranch, right?
that they do have it, but that's at desperation. But even their chicken fingers, like when they do it, it's like buttermilk chicken, and it's hand cut and all that stuff. The ranch is homemade, and then their fries are chopped out of a potato and everything. So the kids are getting like real food. They're stopping at like the candy museum, and they're getting to get out and walk around and like to see historic places.
Right.
They're more excited about the trip from the halfway point to the house than the rest of the trip.
That's good. I mean, it's great to have fun with them,
And then when we want them to see things like
right, and that was part of the trip, with my wife. She's been out there with me several times now, but really I've never done a whole lot of sightseeing. So this time I've always talked about the Corn Palace because I went and saw it. It was 1996. When I was there.
You actually saw it right before I moved in across the street.
Oh, really?
Remember the old white hotel that was across the street, and then there was the
Yeah.
red brick building that was a record store.
Yeah, the red brick building's still there. It is now it's now part of the Corn Palace. It's a shop.
You know what
for
it
tourists.
was? You know what it was when I went over there? And I went there like late '96, early '97. It was a music store and car audio shop.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember
in
the
that
car audio.
hotel, well, I actually worked the car audio shop. Their hired gun installer, that was me.
Gotcha.
So when they had something really complicated, I'm the one that did it. So that was my thing back then. I was going to college to be an accountant. That didn't work out. But yeah, that hotel that was across the street rented rooms by the month, so I lived in one of those hotel rooms.
Were you going to the college there in Mitchell?
I was going to Mitchell Technical Institute.
Okay.
So it was really funny because I tell people I'm going to MTI and they think I said MIT. Not quite. Close.
But
You're
hey,
close.
that's what you think.
It's
Let it
close, but they both teach math.
Right.
Maybe a slightly different level.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah. We went to Corn Palace and picked up some souvenirs and.
That place is awesome. It's the greatest tourist trap. It's clearly a tourist trap.
It
It's
is.
totally a tourist trap.
It is.
But art is cool.
It is, and the way they do that building every year, they change it every year.
Mhm.
I mean, I would kind of like to just be there and when they start changing it, just sit there and watch them change it. How long does it take? Have you ever seen
The outside
process?
part that you can see,
Yeah,
it's in a blink of an eye.
really.
It's fast.
Did they? Okay, so my question is like, it's all corn cobs.
Mhm.
Do they change every one of those out, or do they just come in, whitewash it with paint, and then repaint it?
I believe it's completely changed out.
Wow.
'Cause most of those aren't painted. You start getting up, some of them are,
right,
but most of them aren't. They got all the
Right.
different varieties out there.
right,
So many different varieties of it.
yeah.
But yeah, that place, Corn Palace is an institute. And I couldn't believe I didn't even go there until I left.
Really,
I lived across the street from it,
never went there.
Well, because it's, when you're in school, like I've got class, I've got a life, and when you would say I've got a life as a college student, it means I have to go drink. That's what everybody's doing. 'Cause Mitchell is a college town, but then I also worked full time, plus did the stereo on the side. So it's like I always meant to go, but something would come up.
Sorry, I'm still tired from the trip, but I would have never thought Mitchell was a college town. And even up till last weekend when we were there, oh shit,
Heck, there's what?
yeah, week and a half ago we were there. It's like we're leaving like hell. There's a college here
There's a couple of
apparently.
them. Dakota Wesleyan's out there too.
Really,
The Dakotas are so sparsely populated. See, if you're from this area, there are areas out here that are not densely populated. But go look at a light map of starting the Dakotas and then move west, particularly southwest, and look at a light map. It's a whole different thing. All you gotta do is look at a picture of the U.S. at night.
right.
And like even when you start getting into the Dakotas, there's a lot less lit up areas.
Well, I mean, Wyoming is the least populated state.
Yeah, Wyoming's got some perfect dark parks in it.
Oh yeah.
Dakotas have some perfect dark parks.
Well,
It's a different thing.
We left the Corn Palace and we were supposed to go see my daughter and granddaughter. They got sick. We weren't able to see them. And we were going to stop. We was going to make a trip through to Devil's Tower and go see it. And it got there. We got started late in the day, and I was like, if we go to Devil's Tower, we're adding another 2.5, 3 hours onto our drive because it's 30 minutes off the interstate, 30 minutes back, and then you're going to walk around and you're going to shop around.
Oh yeah.
And we just decided, well, not this time. So we skipped out on it, went to Sheridan, got up Saturday or Sunday morning, and just headed up the mountains. Have you ever been up the Rocky Mountains, Bighorn Mountains?
Nope, that one I have not.
All right, so are you afraid of heights?
I can get vertigo, and I think I know where you're going. It's like Black Hills that happened to me once as a kid.
So when you go up the mountains, like it's not like the mountains in Tennessee. It's just not like the mountains in Tennessee are like the Black Hills. That's what I equate them to.
A bit bigger, but yeah.
Some, but the Black Hills they're large hills.
Yeah, they are.
But you go up the Rocky Mountains, you're going up. I mean, you're going up there.
It's different.
It's a lot different. My wife, the poor thing, she's holding on to the door. she's like, I don't like this. I don't like it coming. You look down and there's not trees. You know, so when you look, like you're looking for miles, and you can see right. And she's like, oh, this. She didn't like it, but we got up to the top, and it's freaking beautiful, man.
Oh yeah.
There's lakes up there. There's rivers
What
up
kind of
there.
elevation is that? Like,
Uh, I'm. I
it's
may be wrong, but I think it's 11,000 feet.
yeah. Because I would say the highest we got to on Cherahole Skyway was 5,000.
Right.
And 5,000 and change, I think, or
Right.
just over, just under something.
Five
like that.
5,000 feet is where Sheridan sits.
Yeah. So you're talking like
Well-
double that height, and that's enough to like. It's absolutely majestic at 5,000. At 11,000, it's got to be just amazing.
It is. It really is amazing. You can just look out there. In Wyoming, it's so, I say it's flat. There's a lot of valleys and little.
There's a lot of undulation, but
Yes.
there's not peaky.
Right. It's not like rolling hills like
Yeah.
it is here. So you can really, really see, and there's not a lot of trees. I mean, it's just, you look out there, I mean, it's
It's
something.
open. It's
Yeah.
prairie.
And then you get up the mountain, on top of the mountains, you're up there with you get up there above timberline. It's pretty freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're up there in the clouds, and you're looking, trees don't grow up there, you know?
No, they're
And
too
you're
hot.
looking, yeah.
No, there's literally not the density of
Right.
oxygen that a tree wants.
But when you get to
or
where
carbon dioxide, I guess.
when you get to where timberline is, it's beautiful. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful wilderness you can ever be in, you know. And especially, like, who would have thought there'd be lakes on top of a mountain or rivers on top
That's
of
awesome though.
you know, like that. I think that was probably the biggest surprise for my wife. Is just being like, there's water up here.
Well, because we picture a mountaintop like everybody sees Mount Everest.
Right.
You either see Mount Everest or you think of like, Granville out here. Neither one of those is typical.
Right. So this is it was a good trip, and we was going to go try to see, the Battle of the Little Bighorn, the battlefield there. Ended up my wife not feeling too good, so we just stayed in town and
Huh.
went and tried to see an old friend, and he never was home, so I couldn't get a hold of him. And, just went through the shops in town, and
That's always fun.
it is. And I was walking through some of them, and I was like, what did this place, I would ask people, I was like, what did this place used to be? Because I couldn't remember. And one was like the J.C. Penney, and it was what they told me. I don't know if it's true. It can be fact checked, I'm sure. But the J.C. Penney in Sheridan, Wyoming was the second J.C. Penney's.
Oh wow.
And at the front door, it's got the J.C. Penney company in the brick or concrete right down there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I know it's an old J.C. Penney's. I know that. I don't know if it was the second one or not,
That's
but
cool.
it's pretty cool just to know that it's that old and it's in that town.
And it's not, is it J.C. Penney anymore though, or are they gone now?
It's gone now. It's gone now.
There's one,
Now it was J.C. Penney just a couple years ago, but it's gone now.
there's an old J.C. Penney store in Glasgow. That's something else now. But this one was, and it's relatively old. It's not that old, but it's relatively old. It still had regular stairs with a banister to go to the upstairs part
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
And some of the fixtures are still there. Yeah, I actually worked in J.C. Penney's, right out of high school. I kind of missed when they were around everywhere.
Right. That's kind of the feeling with a lot of these stores now. I mean, everything online has really wiped out the
Well,
malls and I miss going to malls, dude. Like
I
you would go
kinda
there
do.
and
I
just,
kind of miss it, but the malls did that to themselves, honestly. Because I remember going in and trying to get stuff, and I have to order it, and it would take 3 weeks to get to the mall, and then they'd charge me for it extra. So I
But
get that's how
I-
we were doing business.
I have this vision in my head if you go in there and they're asking for some obscure item that, like, Joe would be
Oh,
the
it
only
was a
person
hat.
that would want.
It was a hat in a different color.
I gotcha.
That was like 3 weeks to come in, or
Yeah.
like if they didn't have. And the world is made for me. I am 5'9". I'm a normal dude. I got a size 10 foot. The world's made for me, and if I had to order something, it would take 2-3 weeks to come in. Like they'd be out of size 10 boat shoes.
But the mall, going to the mall, especially at Christmas, it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
decorated, the Christmas music.
Or Main Street even.
I don't like people. Like people, like my profession, how in the world? But I don't like people. I stay
Well,
away from
that
people.
part of the
I've
malls
got-
I do is, like I said, they did it to themselves a lot because early before there was an Amazon, That was acceptable, and 3 weeks wasn't bad
Right.
because it took 5 to 6 weeks to order it to your house.
Yes.
Then along comes Amazon that gets it to my house in a week.
We're in a day now.
Well, this was at the cusp of Amazon.
Gotcha.
So I think like right around 2000. That's about the death knell of the malls.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I was shipping a present home to my daughter, which was in stock at the mall, and I wanted to ship it to her. I was in San Francisco, and I was going to ship it down to San Diego, or they could have fulfilled from San Diego and shipped it to the house, right?
Right.
They were going to charge me an extra $25, and it was going to take 3 weeks. So I ordered it off Amazon and had it there in 3 days. I tried to not do Amazon. I tried to stay local.
Yeah.
But
I still
themselves
try
out.
to.
I still do, but if it's not in stock, it's Amazon.
Oh yeah, definitely. But but what I was saying is like, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of being around people. You know, I go home, I've got I've got like 4 people I want to be around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but going to the mall Christmas, the lights, the decorations, it kind of made you feel like a kid again.
It
in a
did,
way.
and like I miss that because even now the malls that are open, they don't go all out like they used
Oh
to.
no, not at all.
Everything feels halfway.
Yes, it's all about saving money now.
It almost has to
I
be,
mean,
but
I guess everything is about saving
But have,
money.
have you seen the way like we behave though? Like we as in people? Like that's a dumb question, right? When you're line of work. But I mean, like now we got with the takeover culture and stuff that we
Which
have.
strain of person are you talking
Yeah,
about?
well, with the takeover culture that's going on now, the
Yeah.
devious lit culture.
Yeah,
Could you imagine if the malls did try to go all out?
yeah,
The damage would be amazing.
it would be.
And
And
not
that,
in a
that
good
may be this whole takeover thing keeps going, which I hate to even talk about that and give these people credit for doing that stupid crap. But if it keeps going, Christmas time could be pretty dangerous around malls.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why even South Bend Mall now, they put up a no weapon sign. They put up a new, bigger no weapon sign. And my son had made a joke, and he turns around and he says, "Oh, only the select few get to hunt."
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if you know about the South Bend Mall.
No,
It's an absolute magnet for violence.
is it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like their signs, they've always been no guns. Now it says no weapons. And the running joke is what's a weapon? He actually went in there with a backpack from work, and they considered it a weapon because it was heavy. But the guy wearing the brass knuckles that said punk on him, that was a ring.
Wow.
His work bag was a weapon though, and he had to leave.
Our world is
Well, I told him it's
insane.
because he looks like a dirty teenager. He should have taken a shower.
So, well, I mean, I know you are a motorcycle everywhere guy.
Possible.
We took my wife's car. We got her that.
Yeah,
car.
that Mercedes had to be a nice ride.
All right, so we are in this car for 7 days. My leg, my back of my leg, the hip, all the way down is just killing me from no support. And finally, I'm
Funny
like,
you mentioned that.
Oh.
My wife's Daimler era Dodge did that to me too after just a day.
it gets better. Finally, I'm like, Dad, I know what's wrong with this seat. My wife's like, what? I said, it's too short. It's not wide enough to support our leg. It stops way up here. She goes, oh, we can just hit that button over there and it'll extend it up. I said, you've got to be joking me. I rolled it up and it was instant relief.
It's funny you mentioned that because like the seats without that function, Daimler era Chrysler had the same kind of seats, but it didn't have that extension function. It would kill mine. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was awful.
But push the button and all, it's better.
Yes. My leg is still actually sore.
So it had to be nice though once you got the car sorted. Mercedes it's kind of hard.
Look, I'm not going to lie. The heated massage driving down the road was nice.
So we've got heated seats that never had the heated massage. But here, I want you to think about this one. This is kind of funny. Like we're talking about cars and where they're going. Profiles on the infotainment system.
Yep.
Built-in Harman Kardon subs, separates all the way around, plus a totally processed center channel. Active EQs in the car, 10-inch screen. Lights that can go mood with the music or without, independent, in sync, whatever you want. Interior separate from exterior or matched. Full, like high end, like could compete in the either the high level amateur or entry level pro class. Heated seats, push button start, memories for how you like the sunroof and windows and everything else. What kind of car do you think that is?
Tesla.
Kia.
Really?
That's a Kia Soul.
Wow. I know Kia's come a very long way.
What,
that's for sure.
What a time. Like with the stuff that's in there, I mean, what a time.
Yeah. Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not getting rid of my old analog ones. And that's not because I'm afraid of technology or anything. I don't understand the pricing of them, so I just won't.
Right.
But that Kia, that was only 23.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a 2023 that had 29,000 miles on it.
Mm.
But just like those features, you could not. I don't want to be that boomer doing this, but a few years back, you couldn't even get that in a Mercedes.
No.
And now Mercedes has electric lounge chairs.
Yes.
In addition, like they don't have the lights because the person who buys a Mercedes doesn't want those lights.
Oh no, there's lights in there.
No, you don't want disco lights going in it. That's
No,
a BMW thing.
You can the lights in my wife's car, the ambient lighting is what it's called. It'll sit there and flow through the colors. It's not like a flash blinking, but it's a flow through all the colors. And you can go in and you can pick which one you want. Ice blue,
Oh yeah,
all kinds of crap. So you can have your own select light that you want. I don't care for it. I like it kind of dark, but my wife likes the light. She thinks it's pretty, so it's whatever.
yeah.
Not my car. I don't care.
Yeah, mine. I'll be adding some of those to the truck when I redo it. Just something like that. Just probably not the mood lighting. Just programmable, addressable.
Yeah, I got you.
What's going to be fun is putting them in the 94. Light up cup holders where you can't see them, but they glow.
Yeah.
You put something in, they go out. Take it out, they glow.
Yeah.
Little things like that are fun.
My F-150 did that. The cup holders would light up. So.
Yeah, the first one I saw that, and believe it or not, was a Scion. Toyota spin-off brand.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one I saw that had those in it.
Gotcha.
Talk about malls, you got to think about like Scion and stuff like that too.
Yeah. So how was your weather over there? Because I know here
it was cool.
heat warnings, 90. It's supposed.
Oh, it was cool when we were out there. We had a morning at 59 degrees. We actually put on jackets for a couple of the rides. Now we were going up on the Skyway and stuff like that. It was not super warm. There was nothing oppressively hot about it. The days topped out in the 80s. Not bad at all.
Yeah, that's very much how it was for us too. I think we saw the 80s 2 days.
Yeah, well,
83 was a high.
The whole region went into the heat dome though here. In the eastern part of the country, we got that whole heat dome right when we came back. The western part didn't have that. Like the western part was actually unseasonably cold, they said.
Yeah.
Not by much, but
right. It was. I mean, yeah, it was nice though. We got top of mountains and it was 53 degrees, 54 degrees. I tell you what, the wind. My God, I remember one of the main reasons I wanted to leave Wyoming is the damn wind.
Oh yeah,
it never stops out there, man. It's just
Dakotas too.
Where you're at,
even Indiana.
Yeah. But I go, my in-laws live in Indiana, and it's maybe northern Indiana, but where they are at is not that bad. But I mean, once you hit South Dakota, it's nothing but wind.
Southern Indiana is geographically the same as Kentucky and Tennessee.
Right.
Now, meteorologically, not so much. It does get colder and gets more snow. The actual dividing line is just north of Bowling Green.
Gotcha.
That's where the cold front actually stops. Is about 30, 40 miles north of Bowling Green on a bad year. But like Louisville is definitely in the colder and stuff. but even southern Indiana is tropical compared to northern Indiana. The wind your fall winds would start blowing just about mid-August, and they would stop late June, early July. And by stop, it cut down to about 15 miles an hour.
Right.
And then it would start blowing again out there, just year after year after year.
Yeah.
You don't realize it half
brutal.
the time.
No, I mean when you live in it, you get used to it.
Coming here with the hills and valleys, I don't care when the wind blows. Like it's always blocked. I don't care. It's nice. I think of all the places I've lived, to include Southern California and Virginia and everything else, this is my favorite place, with the exception of the month or so of unreasonable weather we have. Because everywhere else, you always got unreasonable weather.
Right.
And if you get much further south, there's the breathing hot soup time, and that's not fun. And then honestly, the winters, if they get down to like, if we're in the 30s, they're in the low 40s. That's absolutely no better. Even if they start hitting 50, I get jealous.
Yeah.
But I think that we have less really bad time here than anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Our worst time
nice
is vacation time.
Yeah, it is.
We have 2 bad periods a year, and that's June going into July, and that's when a heat dome typically comes up. That's when we get our little bit of hot soup. We get our taste of deep south summer. And then right between Christmas and New Year's, sometimes just a little bit after, that's the really kind of crappy cold season.
Yeah.
And that's actually vacation time for almost everybody. So we can just leave when it's bad.
This is true. That's true. Well,
life well lived, right?
Yeah. I mean, speaking of living life, I mean, when you're 51, I'm about to be 51. I don't know about you, but like when I was 25 years old, taking a vacation, number one, it wasn't really done. And number two, it was not so much a vacation, but to go primarily just to visit somebody.
Yeah, there was a lot of going to visit.
Yes. So like now, now that I'm older, like I take several vacations, like Florida, that's a vacation for us. We go there to get away. North Dakota, Wyoming, that's a vacation, but it is to visit, most definitely.
Yeah.
We might be going to California here in a couple weeks. That's going to be another visit vacation. But then again, we might just turn around and go back to Florida, or might just go to Myrtle Beach, or, we might just go to the Smokies and stay in a cabin and just turn the phones off.
Well, what I found when we were like, just like you, it was a lot of go to visit people or combine it with work or something like that. And then that's like between 20 and like 40, that's your busy time. That's when you're accelerating at work and your job. You're trying to filter through and find your job, and you're making okay money, but it's not great, and you're still, I hate to say that you're in your 30s and still trying to start out, but you're trying to establish your legacy at that point. Well, whatever that's going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you start in your 20s, and in the 30s is where you build up all the momentum.
Yep.
That's where you build
the machine. To be really on top.
Yes.
And it's
but if you do it right, you start young enough, your late 40s, it's time to start slowing down, because I refuse to work for somebody else until I'm 70 years old. I refuse to do it. I've put almost 30 years into my job now. When I can retire, the day I'm retiring. Period. Well, I've got enough.
It all depends what my investments look like. I mean, I might not even make it to retirement. Just depends what my investments look like.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I've got a couple things in the skillet too that, if it pans out, I can be done tomorrow.
I'm going to throw out there, if anybody's in the gambling spirit, I do not suggest a second mortgage on your house for this, even though I'm considering it. If I'm right, and last cycle I was close, not as close as some public figures, but close. Bitcoin's going to bottom somewhere below $40,000 between October and November.
Think you'll get that low?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody told me that I was nuts when I said I was going to get below 20 4 years ago. And it bottomed at like 14.
It didn't really surprise me when it got below 20, because it really hadn't
It had gotten to 60.
Yes, but it had touched 60. It was that kind of that one night where all the people decided it was time to make it shoot up, and that's what they did. And then,
Well,
but it came back to earth.
It's the halving, and if you've watched it, the halving cycle always works that way.
Yeah,
So this one, I know when it rolls there, and I've had this joke running forever, and I think my animals are getting nervous. They think their spare collars are going to get sold when it gets below 40. And I'd already talked with the wife very seriously about taking every penny of equity out of the house and buying. Just DAC it for a month and max it out. Which you can now borrow against that at a low percent, at a third of what it makes over a year.
right.
So it is now sitting completely possible that from your phone with nobody's permission, if you have enough in Bitcoin to where you can borrow, let's say that you're able to borrow $50,000 a year from Bitcoin, you can live $50,000 a year on that in the rest of your life without ever putting more into it or working, just unscrew.
Yep.
And the percents are only going down from there. So like I said, I've got a few things like that. I don't have much. I have some things that are coming fluid. I'm deciding what they can do. I've rearranged a few IRAs and stuff. My wife rearranged hers. And what we've been doing is dropping our cost of living.
Yeah, that's the big one. And I think, going forward from now, because I mean, like I said, I'm within 5 years. My wife's within 10, and it's not just cutting down on the cost of living, but it's also just downsizing the crap. Things have got to go because, the plan is when she retires, like poof, we're like Puff the Magic Dragon, dude. We're gone. We're gonna be, seeing where we're gonna be where the grandbabies are. We're gonna be where the kids are. We're not gonna be in one place all the time.
We've actually considered selling all the property and selling off all the vehicles except one motorcycle apiece, buying a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton truck and a toy hauler.
Yeah.
And then what can't fit in there goes.
Yeah, and
so we've talked about it. Now I don't know that we do that. I don't think that that's even possible.
Oh, it's possible.
I mean, it's possible-ish.
It's possible.
If you look at the lifestyle demands a few things that you have to have space for, like being able to do your own work and stuff like that. If you can't at least do that, if you don't have the tools and stuff to do that, you're not actually free. And if you're toting around a pup trailer or 2 3/4 ton pickups, you're as financially strapped as buying a house.
Yes, in a way. I see what you're saying, but I don't want to, like, I have a heavy duty truck, diesel heavy duty truck. Like when I retire or she retires, like, we're not keeping the truck. We're getting rid of it. We're going to buy a Class A, and we're going to have a little car to pull behind it and just go. I honestly, that's all I need. That's all I want.
See, since we decided that we wanted the bicycles, the kayaks, and the motorcycles, it makes more sense to have a 3/4 ton and a toy hauler.
I don't want it. And you can do that. But here's the thing: like, if you just get rid of all the crap, okay, and you get it down to your home/vehicle, and if something to just travel in, wherever you go, man, you can always rent a kayak, or hell, go buy $100 kayak. Who cares?
Oh, yeah. Well, the trick there is, like, there's certain things that aren't going to go anywhere, like the bikes. They're going. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Right.
And then that leads into needing things like a motorcycle jack and everything else, unless you want to become dependent on a dealer, which I don't.
Well, those things have what they call basements in them. The doors inside. You put a lot of crap in it.
Oh, you can. It's something that we looked at, and I don't even know if it's really possible and everything. We looked at it. The other end is, like, when we talk about leaving something behind, like, building the legacy for the kids. I've got a property that is on the cusp of starting to pay for itself, and it doesn't just do that in money saved or anything. It does that in free bounty with no labor at this point. And we're getting it closer and closer to that. See, I'm a systems guy. I want to automate the systems so that with the bare minimum of input, The property just, it's the department of making you happy. Advantage of
Yeah.
living in one place long enough.
Yes. Yes, that is true.
So
That is
we're
true.
a little bit torn. So we're not throwing a lot of money either way. My thought is right now, and this, I think this is pretty good advice. Coming off vacation is a perfect time to talk about it. You pack away what you don't need and you keep it liquid adjacent, because there's everything has a cost. Like if you put money into an IRA or a Roth IRA, there's a cost to taking it out.
Right.
You know, especially if you take out more than what you actually put in to cover a bill, you get hit with a tax fine on it if you're below a certain age.
Right.
But there's a cost to liquidity too. And that's because any currency in the world goes down every year. It's buying power. It's trying to find that balance. Like right now, I think especially at like the 50 something, this is where we want to take the money and put it in that semi-liquid or liquid adjacent state.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you don't know what you're going to do with it at the end. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Right.
That's why I love watching things like Bitcoin and like precious metals and stuff like that. Bitcoin is starting to surpass precious metals because that specifically you can borrow against now. It's considered a pristine asset. Now there's a lot of caveats to that too, but it's interesting.
It is. It is.
You had some holdings too. As I have a look, how's it doing?
Everything's down right now. I don't want
Just
to.
same old bear market.
I don't want to talk about how much it's down right now, but I'm
Roller
not worried
coaster.
about it.
Roller
I'm not worried
coaster.
about it. It's going to
Well,
go back up.
the volatility is a feature, not a bug.
Right.
Because if it wasn't volatile, everybody would just stay in.
Yep.
When it's down, everybody's selling it. I look at it this way: money's on sale.
Mm-hmm.
See, I learned something early on is that if you want to be a rich person, act like one. That doesn't mean go and fake it till you make it.
Right.
So I looked at like the richest people that I could publicly watch that are into any kind of securities, and they're buying up Bitcoin like it's going out of style. And I actually had somebody tell me, "Well, money's on sale. Why don't you just buy more?" Why don't you get paid money? He goes, "No, you get paid in a depreciating asset that's got a picture of a dead guy on it.
Mm-hmm.
Money preserves buying power." I stand corrected, sir. I'm following your lead.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's just about got an hour in right now.
Yeah, that about covers everything. What'd you do? We went on vacation. We thought about the next vacation. We thought about the big vacation called retirement.
Yes. One last thing about that is the RV, the RV, the motorhome with pull behind car. That's going to be home probably 9 months out of 10, 9 months out of 12.
Oh yeah.
But we want to have someplace down on the coast. That way, when that December, January, February time comes, we're gonna go down there where it's warm.
You could literally buy property in the right place along the coast.
Yes,
Just park the RV there.
exactly. But that's kind of where we are at. We're just looking at just getting rid of just everything because we sit around, we talk, and we look, and we're like, what is in this house that we need? We need. You know what I mean? Nothing. There's things we want. The pictures, the memories.
Oh yeah.
The paintings from our granddaddy. I mean, there's things we want, but for the most part, everything in the house is things you want. They're not what you need. And once you get to that mindset where it's like, no, I just want that crap, it makes it a little easier to start getting rid of that crap.
Oh, I don't mind the getting rid of it. That doesn't bother me at all. I think my attachment to a house at all right now is literally the space and convenience that I've built for myself.
Yes.
Because we were talking about carrying the toolkit with you. When I was in the military, I had enough toolkit to damn near pull my engine that I had to carry in my daily driver.
Right.
That's a lot of kit to keep in a car.
It is.
It gets ridiculous moving it around every time you're cleaning it and stuff. And what I like now, it's we were talking about the vacation. The only time I had a real motorcycle conversation there, I had a guy on a brand new luxury brand, not picking on anybody here, brand new luxury brand thing. He was talking to me about that. And I asked him how he liked it. He goes, "Well, the toolkit was kind of minimal." I was like, "Well, how often have you actually used the toolkit?" And he proceeded to tell me how many times he's actually used it. And it wasn't a giant number of times. On his 2025 bike, with 3,600 miles and change, he had used the toolkit 4 times. I thought about it, and I'm like, my bike that got totaled, I had 35,000 miles on it when it got totaled. I bought it brand new. I never opened the toolkit. I put 65,000 miles on this one and 20,000 miles on another one. I have never opened the toolkit. And the one after that, I put 40,000 miles on. The one I had between the two Vulcans, and I never opened the toolkit.
I bought my bike in September,
Yeah.
my birthday present last year, and I bought it. It had right at 32,000 miles. I'm almost at 35,000 miles, so that's 3,000 miles, less than a year. You know, uh, I don't ride nearly as much as you do.
So I started last
but
year
my-
at 59,000 miles on mine.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I ride mine mostly back and forth
Yeah.
to work, and I might go out for a little ride on the weekend. But most of the time, like my wife, my best friend, like if I'm going someplace, I'm going with her. And if she doesn't want to go on a motorcycle, well, we're going in the truck, but we're still going together. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's why I do it. I still,
See, I actually get flack from my wife when we're going because she's like, I'm like, hey, it's kind of raining out there. She goes, are you going to melt? It's only raining here. She goes, 30 miles from now, it's not raining. All right, let's go.
Fair enough.
Well, and in her defense, 3 years, 50,000 miles on hers. 53,000 now.
Yeah. This to kind of wrap things up, man.
Yeah.
Taking vacations,
Oh, do it.
it's good for your soul.
And even if it's a staycation, do it, but turn off the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just turn off the phone. Put an auto response on your work email and don't look at it.
I don't look at my work email, period.
Oh.
When I come to work on Monday is when I look at my work email.
Well, and we live on it, so I'm very good. Like, I'll answer most emails within a day, maybe 2. If it's a weekend, if you send me an email on Thursday afternoon, I'm not looking at it till Monday.
I won't see it till Monday.
But I have alerts. I have forward if certain people send an email, like your direct boss and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I turn those off when I'm on vacation.
Uh-huh.
They have my phone number. If it's
I
emergency.
don't have them. I don't have them, and I like my boss. I get along with him great. Like, I cannot complain about my job whatsoever. I don't check emails on the weekend. I don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have email set up on my phone for work no more. I did
Nope,
that.
that's not on mine at all. I have to forward to my personal.
I did that with my last job. I'm not doing it again. They're not paying my bill. I'm not having it.
And the only reason I have it from here is because if we get something that's impacting the students, my students are not terrific about checking email, so I will jump on Teams and send it out. It's mostly to help cover bases for bad weather or something unexpected with the building.
If I was in, I can understand that in your position.
But
And if I was in a supervisory role,
yeah,
I would probably do the same thing. But right now, I'm low guy on the totem pole. I don't ask me.
you don't need it.
I don't need it. Don't care for it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, it's even my personal emails, the way it's set up is they go into a folder that says later. If you're not in my contacts list, it just goes in the folder for later. And that folder self deletes in 90 days. So if I haven't looked at it by then, I don't need it.
Right.
Even on my phone, if I don't have your name, like if I don't have your first and last name in my phone, chances are it's going to voicemail before I pick it up. And even if you do, if I'm doing something else, it's going to voicemail, but I'll call you back.
My thing is I get tired of having to go into my voicemail. So I pick it up. I say hello. If you don't answer right then, I hang it up. And there's sometimes I just hit the answer, hit the hang up button. I don't look. But I get tired of going to clean out my voicemail. And it fills up. They're like, oh, you're almost out of voicemail. Well, shit. Let me go. Now I got to go take 5 minutes out of my life. No, it's just easier to hit answer, hang up. It's just easier. And I do that. So if you've called me and I've done that to you, now you know why.
Oh, and it's even some of my stuff, some of mine, at one point, I haven't done this, but I'm getting ready to do it again, is that I'm going to auto decline people that aren't in my list.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not is I'm starting to meet some new people and I might not have them in there.
Right.
So I guess, there we go, maybe a teaser for next time. You've got to keep social circles open even though we're past the first half. You don't get to be a Grinch.
Yeah, that's debatable. Debatable.
Yeah.
Debatable.
It
So,
is. That's why
anyway,
it makes a good episode.
It's true. So anyways, man, get out your normal routine. Let me start speaking again.
It's the first day back. It's the first week back after vacation.
Yeah.
Speaking's optional.
Go.
It's above grunting. We're good.
Yeah, this is that's very true. I just spent a week with grand boys and my son, and grunting is basically the main communication.
Yeah.
So the youngest one just likes to yell. Everything. He can't talk normal. He can talk,
Everything's exciting,
but everything's in the loudest voice possible.
but it's exciting. Yet.
It is true. So, anyways, take vacations, man. Get out there, clear your head, see something
Live.
different.
It's a verb.
Yeah.
There's our words of wisdom.
Come home worn out. I don't know about you, but I'm still recovering from last week.
I'm ready to go again. It's just, but
I'm not saying I wouldn't go again, but I'm just saying I'm still tired.
It was pure relaxation. I mean, hotel rooms. I don't have to do laundry till I got home. It was hotel rooms. I didn't have to clean dishes.
The hardest part about the drive going out there is if you drive the drive. You're talking 20 hours behind the wheel. It's a lot.
Behind bars, 20 hours is short.
Yeah.
That's a terrible way to
Depends
put
on which bars you're behind.
This is true. If you're behind the bar serving drinks, it could be a long time.
So,
See, we dodged that one.
We did.
Stood away from the criminal element.
yes. Well, until next time, I guess. You ready to wrap this up and
I
go
think
home?
so.
You got grandbabies, man. It's time
They should be there.
time to
Should be
get out of
there.
here.
Yep.
So, till next time, I'm Scott. This is Life of 50ish.
I'm Joe.
And we'll see you next time. What? Any words of wisdom?
Go live. It's a verb.
Go live. All right. Till next time. We'll see you.
Good.